everybody, we are finally out on a backpacking trip in a spot that, as you'll probably notice, is not Red River Gorge for once. And we're not backpacking alone for once. Up there you'll see Tim and Josh, who you'll recognize from last time I went to Hanson's Point. And also with us, new being in my videos, is also Josh. So to ease the confusion, I will refer to him as Subaru Josh, which is the Josh you know from Hanson's Point, and Karate Josh. But yeah, before we start our loop, we're going to check out the bare rocks over here, and we're going to do a little 2-night trip here. Should be a good time. Alright, so now that we checked out the little Bare Rocks area, we've actually started the official loop on the Bare Rocks Trail, past the infamous sign warning you about the unexploded ordnances from when they tested them here in World War II. Hopefully all those are picked up, but I don't know, adds a little bit of an interesting element to the hike, I guess. Reached our first stream crossing. We took a short break back there. Now we're starting to get in kind of the area that's sort of synonymous with Dolly Sods, these big open plains. And the colors are already starting out here. I'm really surprised with just how colorful it is. It's absolutely awesome out here. But yeah, we're starting to get into the really cool plains areas. And up here shortly, we'll be into my personal favorite spot that I've been to in the past, where we got some of those like wind-blown boulders and such. So I'm looking forward to that. Hoping to get some nice shots. I just did a few shots of the two Joshes walking down the trail here, and I think that'll give it some really nice perspective of the size of them walking way off. Because I mean, as you can see, you can just see a long ways ahead of you. And then back up there on that hill, you can see even further, of course. So that should give a really cool perspective. Reached the intersection of Raven Ridge Trail, which is what we're going to continue on for our loop. And this trail continues on with the kind of wide scenic vistas. So up ahead I can actually see the area I was mentioning earlier with the like windswept boulders, the ones that have been all eroded with the wind and everything. It's a really cool spot. Just like that, we are in a completely different environment. It's kind of crazy how fast that happens here. It's one of the cool things about it. All right, so we reached the Rocky Ridge Trail. This is the one that I've been talking about with the big boulders and the scenic views. So I'm pretty excited to finally reach this point. We've been, I don't know, maybe 3.5 miles or so. Kind of lost track at this point. But yeah, we're just enjoying the weather. It's awesome. The colors are a lot better than we thought they would be. And we're coming up on the scenic view, so it should be nice. We're gonna go climb up to the top of that, 'cause why not? Trails turn into sort of a rock scramble. Made it to the intersection of the Big Stone Coal Trail, which means that we're just about done for the night. We should be hitting camp here pretty soon, which I gotta say I'm pretty happy about. But yeah, shouldn't be too much longer for today, and then we'll be settling down in camp. Still going on looking for a good campsite. We found a couple decent ones, but we want to go down here by the river and check that out. Nothing else will make our mileage a little bit shorter for the upcoming trip, so that's always a good thing, I guess. Alright, we finally made it to camp for the night. Everybody got all set up. I ruined Tim's chance to film.
I was literally just doing it.
I didn't do the greatest job ever setting up the fly on the tent, but it'll do. It should keep it dry if it does happen to rain. Quite frankly, I'm too lazy to do it correctly, so I'm just going with it. But yeah, we're gonna have some dinner, and then I'm kind of looking forward to crawling into the tent for the night. Got dinner, rehydrating. Went for the chicken teriyaki this time, Mountain House. I've never tried this one, but supposedly it's pretty good. But gonna eat this up, and then probably just gonna go ahead and go to bed in the tent. It's been a long day. Started the drive at about 2:45 this morning, so it's been a nice long day today. So it's the morning of day 2. We're just kind of working on getting camp all packed up here so we can get on the trail. I believe the plan for today is to try to hit up Lion's Head, which is a little off-trail hike to a spot that's supposed to be a pretty cool view. But yeah, basically just getting packed up and getting a fairly early start here. So we're continuing on our hike here after camp. I've been hiking, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes, if that. But we came across this kind of cool waterfall. Check this out. But anyway, we're gonna continue our way down and try to find Lion's Head. That is our hope anyway. So we ended up in this really cool kind of pine grove here, on our way to what we assume is the trail to Lion's Head. Sure looks like it looking at the map and GPS, so if we're right, Lion's Head should be up here very, very shortly. So that should be pretty cool.
You should mark the spot on GPS if you can.
So we've been having a little bit of trouble finding Lion's Head, but now I can actually see it off in the distance. It turns out that we just came up from the opposite side of what most people do, but now we can actually see it out there, so we at least have a pretty good idea where we're going. So we should be there very shortly now, and it looks like it's going to be an absolutely awesome view. If you decide to come up here, one thing to keep in mind is you need to just really watch your footing. There are a lot of crevices that go all the way down. Would not be a fun day to fall in one of those. So we just stopped here at the intersection after the Rocky Point Trail, which definitely lives up to its reputation. The rocks sucked. But yeah, we stopped to take a little break. I've taped up my feet. They're rubbed absolutely raw, so hopefully that helps a little bit. But yeah, after just a quick little breather here, we're gonna continue on up the Red Creek Trail up towards Raven Ridge. So we found this nice spot to have lunch and just chill out for a while. We got a cool little waterfall over there I'm planning to check out here in a little bit. Kind of airing my feet out a bit, letting them dry, and hopefully that'll help a bit because they're absolutely killing me right now. But I think just letting them air out for a while, they'll be fine. Kind of show you where we are and what our plan is here. So we're right at this intersection pretty much. What we're thinking we want to try to do is hike all the way up through here to this Trail 521, which is Raven Ridge Trail. We're thinking maybe trying to find camp somewhere up in here, and then that will leave a really short hike back to the car, which we're all quite okay with. We all got long drives back home, like 8 hours plus. So yeah, that really shouldn't be too much more. It shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, and that should leave us a pretty easy day for tomorrow, Sunday. All right, so that's the waterfall I mentioned that we're doing our little break by. So you can see I've set up a very simple composition here, just looking straight at the waterfall. I'm probably going to try a few different ones, but I've got it set up right now. I get about a 1/13 of a second exposure without an ND filter. So I'm going to throw on the 10-stop filter, which should give us roughly a minute, 12 seconds or so exposure. I usually have to play with it a little bit to get it exactly where I want it, but yeah, I'm going to throw on the 10-stop ND filter and see what we get here. Alright, so here's the current situation. Tim and the Joshes are headed on to finish the loop there. Pretty close to the end. Only a couple miles. I'm hiking out back to the car. I'm taking Dob and Grade back. The reason being, I'm really not feeling well at all. I felt a little iffy getting up this morning, and just as the day has gone on, it just felt worse. And it's to the point that I don't really feel like eating, and I should, given the amount of calories I burned. I mean, I've only intaken probably 500 calories all day, and I just don't feel like eating. So it's got me just a little bit worried that it would turn into something intestinal, which I don't want to deal with out here. I mean, yeah, I could, especially since where they're camping is going to be so close to the car. But I think the wise decision is to just go ahead and hike out. It's a fairly short hike out. I'm going to take this up to the Forest Service road hike back to the car. But yeah, that's the current situation. We shall see how Dob and Grade goes. It's got a bad reputation for being very marshy and muddy. So hopefully this isn't too miserable. I literally just turned the camera off and already. Water crossing. But it looks like I should be able to kind of skip across there. So it shouldn't be too bad. If this is the biggest challenge I face the rest of the hike out, then I can't complain too much. Yeah, it's earning its reputation. This kind of sucks. It's not even really any good obvious path across this. Looks like I'm just gonna have to trudge right through it. Yep, that's the trail. I'll tell you one thing, Dob and Grade earns its reputation. Man, this sucks. What's Dob and Grade like, you ask? Yeah, you know, just a little bit of mud. Probably hard telling that shot, but up about to my knees that I've sunk down to so far. But I'm about halfway up it to, I think it's Beaver Dam Trail or something like that, which I'll take to the forest road. It's a nice leisurely walk up the road after that, so that's good, 'cause later it gets, the rougher I feel. I gotta be honest. But yeah, just gonna keep on trudging on. Alright, as you can see, I made it back to the car. Thankfully, I feel absolutely terrible. I feel basically pretty flu-like is how I would describe it. So I think I've definitely made the right call coming back to the car. It sucks I couldn't do the extra night out in the backcountry with the rest of the guys, but it is what it is. I think this was the smart move to make. But when I start the very long drive home now, it should put me home around midnight at this rate. And I just looked down and I have the biggest blister on my foot I've ever had. Look at that thing. Oh man. That's a nasty one. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and make this drive home. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this loop. Don't get me wrong, despite how this has ended, I'm very, very glad I came. I had a good time. finally conquered Dolly Sods after the last one failed, even though apparently the Dolly Sods curse still gets me a little bit, because, oh man, do I feel rough. But, yeah, that's okay. It was well worth it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.